It's the time to get down.
But he.
You mean you let a guy on a skateboard? See, there is a place for us, geek men. A guy came up to her on a skateboard. Now, of course, he was ripped and handsome. And
glistening. Literally, that's the best word to
describe. You can have
it.
a one pack and come up on.
Let me tell you though this story. We met, and he said somebody introduced us and said, "I want you to meet my friend Dr. Joe." And I looked him up and down. He didn't look like any doctor I've ever had. So I said, "Street pharmacist?" And he started laughing. He said, "No, I'm a real doctor." And I was jaded when I met him. I was completely at peace with being the crazy cat lady. I didn't want any other man done. And it was funny because he said, "No, I'm a real doctor." And I said, "Ugh, definitely not interested." And he goes, What? That's usually a selling point. What's happening here? He was really godsmacked by that one. And I said, "You know what? I don't do doctors, lawyers, entertainers, or athletes." And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, in your case, a doctor." I said, "You work 18 hours a day and you're sleeping with your nurse." Oh. Not interested.
Wow. A lot of them.
Yeah, and he started laughing. He goes,
12 and 18.
Yeah.
And a couple of nurses.
Yeah, see? A couple. See?
Doctor, okay.
Right, and this is how jaded I was. And I said, "You know what? I'm not marrying a bank account. I want a partner." So I said, "Not interested." And he looked at me and he said, "Well, I make my own schedule and I don't have a nurse." Now you have my attention.
That was a good one. I like that one. Wow.
I was tough. But obviously he wooed me. Not that tough.
Now, were you from a big family?
Kinda. I have there's 4 siblings. I mean, 4 kids and 3 siblings. I have 3 brothers though, so I'm tough as nails. My house was survival of the fittest. I had to run with the big dogs just to keep up.
Well, the reason I bring that up because one of the things that impressed me so much about her is, again, her emphasis on motherhood and the kinds of things that you're involved in. Were you involved with those things before becoming a mommy, or did being a mommy make you change some of that?
I think it was kind of in my DNA. Where I come from, women are very different than here. I'm not going to say better or worse, but different.
I love this. Come on, girl.
Yeah, well, you know what? My mom is. Yeah. No, really.
Canadians on your show all the time.
No.
Oh, okay, that's right, because everybody remember Turquoise, Canadian.
That's right.
Turquoise is Canadian?
Yeah.
My sister,
I forgot to bring that up. I'm so sorry. See, we got.
Where
and
you
it brings
from?
a difference.
Toronto.
Shut the hell up. How come nobody mentioned this until now?
I once again.
Wait, hello. That's why she knew where it was, duh. That's why she knew where Newfoundland was.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hello. I should have picked up on that instantly. Why did I miss that? I figured she had a great geography teacher. But,
yeah, I messed it
Talk
up.
about the American education system.
Well, yeah, don't. And healthcare, whew. Anyway,
Right. Well, that's right.
But
Well, that's
no,
good.
we got some hot topics. But yeah, no, it's women. They're different. My mom taught me to be first self-sufficient. I know a lot of girls. I'm not cooking. I'm not cleaning for no man. Well, you got to do it for yourself.
Right.
So why not make another plate?
Exactly.
I'm just saying. That's my perspective.
Right. And be beautiful too. By the way, like I said, more than just eye candy.
I can cook in heels.
More
Like,
There's a time you need to do that.
yeah, my man comes home. I'm in full makeup with a hot meal. You want to keep him happy, right?
Oh.
You want to keep him happy.
It's true.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you endorsing that Canadian women know how to step it up and bring it?
I'm just saying.
Hey.
No, the smart ones do. The smart ones do. No, really, because it's not about. Listen, here's my theory on relationships. It's not about who does what. It's complementing each other and filling in the gaps. So there's things that my husband do that maybe a typical man wouldn't do, and there's things that I do that a typical woman probably wouldn't do. It's doing for each other what makes the other one happy. It's like, I don't care who cooks and cleans and irons and changes the oil. That's not the issue. The issue is making sure that the relationship is fulfilled and that all needs are met.
Yes.
Yay!
That's
I'm
right.
Canada.
We want. Wait. Hey, DeVoe, did you take notes?
I believe in that so much.
Yeah.
You cooking? You ain't cooking.
I do.
I'd rather cook than change
You
the
have-
tire.
you cook.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
You gotta
if you
do
cook,
both.
he'll be
You gotta
happy to
do
change the
both.
tire.
Exactly.
No, here's the
Right.
thing. If you fulfill your traditional role, he'll be happy to fulfill his.
Exactly.
Really,
Got you.
it's when you don't cook. Then he's like, "Screw you, change your own tire."
Exactly.
That's when the animosity and resentment comes in.
Yep.
And then if you cook
gotta-
in heels, then you're good to go.
Yeah, you gotta bite the bullet a
Tire,
little bit.
oil, gas.
I'm loving it.
That's just, I mean, I'm not imposing my views on anybody else, but it works for me.
Yeah, cooking in heels does work.
I'm loving this. You were, see, and that's what I'm saying. You know, that's what I love about this show because I have a thing. I love intelligent, beautiful women. I always
need to
have.
move to
Never
Canada.
intimidated.
We just opened the border.
Oh, you know what, Mario?
Take you.
Mario, notice this is the most exciting time for Turquoise. She
She's
has
excited.
now
I'm
energized
telling
herself. Must be the magic word. What was the magic word, Turquoise?
What?
Canadian.
You're smiling. You're all interjecting commentary.
Cooking in
Bring us
heels.
a stone. Bring us a stone.
Okay.
All right, now I got another piece I want you to comment on. Your involvement in the Sanctuary Birth and Family Wellness Center. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, well, really, I was not educated till I met my husband. My husband's a chiropractor,
Okay.
first and foremost, and I was not enlightened to the world of natural medicine, natural cures, and trying to avoid, putting chemicals into your body.
Okay.
There's definitely a place for chemicals and for medical intervention, as far as I'm concerned, and it saved many, many lives. But I think that medical institutions intervene unnecessarily. Babies have been born for bajillions of years with no medical intervention and everything was fine. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you're aware, but America is pretty far down on the infant mortality rate.
Our health care, for the money that you spend and where you rank, you would be really ashamed.
It's shocking, but it's
Like a
hidden.
third world
It's propaganda.
country. That's
It's propaganda. Well,
Yeah.
it's like 28th on the infant mortality
That's
rate,
right.
just slightly
Like another
behind El
country.
Salvador.
That's right.
You think honestly, nothing against El Salvador, but can you imagine a baby being born in a hut in El Salvador having a better chance of surviving than here?
Right.
At UCLA Medical? I mean, that doesn't make sense. There's something wrong. And my humble opinion is that here we've lost track of healthcare and it's become a business.
Absolutely.
It's a business. It's a
It
huge
is a
empire,
business, certainly.
and it's
Sick,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's not. Well, there's money in the sickness, not the cure.
That's right.
So we maintain a lot of illnesses, and when my son was born, my husband enlightened me quite a bit, and we don't vaccinate. Period. I'm anti-vaccination. We've done a lot of research into it. When my husband first talked to me about it, I became so passionate about it because I looked into the research, and it's terrifying what's in a vaccine and what can really happen to you after you take it as a child and even as an adult. So there's so many websites and so much information out there. And when I was pregnant, I made a birth plan, and I specifically told all the nurses, the hospital staff, the doctor, everyone, do not give my child anything.
Okay.
Within the first 24 hours of life, they give a baby a hepatitis B vaccination.
Oh,
That's
yes,
right.
they do. And a K,
How,
right?
yeah, well, I didn't
Yeah.
take anything. And then they try to give you the Pitocin to induce labor, and they put erythromycin in the eyes. I had nothing. I mean, mine was all natural. I mean, my doctor was on board. And you know how hard it is to find a doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And a pediatrician who would
Right.
be on. I got fired by my first pediatrician, by the way.
Wow.
Literally, she met me in the hospital the morning he was born. She said, I'll check him out, make sure all the fingers and toes are there, but this is done after that. And I said, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for not wasting my time. Because it's my son and my choice.
Right.
We do not vaccinate, and my husband is as strong as a horse. He's so intelligent, and he's so advanced, and he does so well, and kids around him get sick all the time. He doesn't get sick. It's incredible. And all of my friends with children, their kids have bad reactions and permanent
Well, I think
reactions.
it's the food too. But if you notice, what the big thing I noticed from moving from Toronto to here, there's a lot of crippled people, a lot of people in wheelchair, a lot of people who don't have teeth. It's just like
Well, here's the thing. There's no preventive
There's a lot of
medicine.
homeless
No,
here.
no, there's not.
No,
well,
we
that's the
have
thing. The
homeless
mentally
people
ill are
too,
not taken
but
care of here
yeah,
properly.
it's just like,
And it's a burden on the rest of society. It really it is.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad for the mentally ill. I mean, there's no infrastructure for them. There's nothing in place for them really, but homelessness.
Yeah, but
Well,
there's
you've
just
been
the little
active,
things
too.
It's just the
Yeah.
little things, like able-bodied people who should be able-bodied are not able-bodied just because they didn't get the health care.
Right.
Whereas in Toronto, you have people like if something's wrong, you just go to the doctor, you take care of
Right.
it. People let it slide.
Well,
that,
there's
you
no
know?
preventative medicine here because people can't afford
Well,
it. So you feel a
Right.
lump in your neck and you don't go until it's
Yeah,
this
it's
big, and then you
huge.
have full-blown cancer and you need
Right.
radiation, and the treatment for that is so much more expensive, and oftentimes they don't have health care, so then it's a drain on the taxpayer.
Right.
If they had felt confident and comfortable and know, listen, I can go to the doctor when I get a little tiny bump here, let's go check it
Yeah.
out, it won't get to that point.
Right.
Well, how do you all feel when you hear people here, for example, compare our system to? They actually use
Propaganda.
that. They actually
Propaganda.
use that as part of the materials to go against the health
It's
plan.
propaganda.
By the way, the president, the health plan is currently under attack. I'm one of the leftist people who opposed the health plan, mainly because it was $781 billion signed over to people I have absolutely no respect for, who I wanted to go out of business. So when he signed that health plan, he gave the people, Blue Cross, all these companies that have never really taken care of you, a $781 billion guarantee. And they've already raised their rates over the summer anywhere from 12 to 30%.
Wow.
Crazy. They're businesses. They're not healthcare
Yeah.
organizations. They're businesses,
I
first
think
and foremost.
With Canada too, you have a bigger safety net. So everything
Well, that's what they
across the
call it.
board, it's like you have your OHIP, your healthcare, but your education system, you're kind of taking care of your people. A lot of people are more able to go to college, so therefore you might get the job. You're talking about what's it called? What is it called? Minimum wage is a little bit higher.
Right.
So our safety net's a lot bigger. So if we do, things do fall, and then you look at our ghettos, and our ghettos is like, LA's middle class.
Really? No, literally. It really is.
We don't have ghettos.
I never saw a
like-
homeless person until I came here, and it
Yeah.
shocked the hell out of me.
Oh, yeah, our homeless people are
broke
taken
my
care
heart.
of.
It broke my heart.
Well,
Now, there's
you
a
know
lot of
what?
people there on their
In all
own
fairness,
choice.
you
Right,
guys,
yeah.
they come from a country. I don't know if you have traveled there. You go into a bathroom in a gas station, and it's clean.
Depends, but yeah.
And the mirror's not scratched with tagging.
Yeah.
I've never been. I must admit, as a country where the people just conducted themselves a certain way.
Right.
It's that all for one for all mentality.
And they were so close to here. I'm going like, well, what? It was so different.
Right.
It's a do unto others kind of a
people
thing.
much more polite and friendly.
Yeah.
They're happier.
Yeah,
The
they are.
bathrooms
They
are clean.
actually see right. I'll tell you, I was stuck. Here you go into a restroom in a gas station. You take a deep breath before you open the door.
You pee
don't
from
know
the door.
what you're doing.
You pee from the door.
But not
Who
only-
died in there?
Mario, not only are there sick people with inner body, but with their minds. Especially after the war, a lot of them have come back. They're the ones that are crippled or homeless.
Yeah.
The substance abuse that they've had that ran through the U.S. That cocaine, first it was heroin, then it became cocaine, now it's crack. I mean, it's obvious where it's coming from. It's coming from the hierarchies,
Right.
And
And people are self-medicating with
yes,
it.
now
That's
they
right.
have the blue pill, Zacriol. If you take it,
Cost
might
you
die,
$10 to
take
have
it.
sex.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
And then the Mad Dog 2020 for $5.
Exactly.
See, I don't even know.
Yeah, so,
I know.
it's just
It's sad.
Costco is
going
still
on
cheaper.
here.
It is.
But again, it's the land of the free. Everybody wants to be here, so it's a catch-22.
Right.
The U.S. it's glamour and it's glitz, and it has some of the worst things going on in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's a place you can make money.
Well, it's
No
definitely a
doubt.
place.
You come
Free
here,
enterprise.
You know what you're
Yeah.
doing. You can make the capital and then get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
But the thing is, people are so willing to stomp on each other to do that. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
If we could just help each other out a little more, everything would be better.
Well, see, that's the difference.
This is just a simple concept.
Yeah, this is the difference with Canada, though. You don't have a lot of, super rich people. You have a lot of people in the middle ground, some people lower, and then a few upper class. Whereas here, it's so...
It's so extreme.
Yeah,
It
it's so
is
extreme.
It
extreme.
makes it unbalanced.
Yeah.
It's a broad spectrum here, and
Yeah.
there's extreme ends to it. Yeah,
Yeah, so-
but that's another thing, though. It's like that money, yes, makes life easier. It doesn't make you happier, though. I can go into
Right.
now. I can walk
Well,
into
you
100
know.
mansions and find
I
misery.
don't know about that. A lot of people say that. I don't know about that.
No.
Oprah said that, but Oprah's sitting on 10 houses.
Well,
Yeah, she has her own network.
Well, see, that's the extreme of the spectrum.
But
Yeah.
she's happy.
well, that's
There's a big gray area in there where you can find a lot of misery. Oprah's like the top tier.
Well, you've been involved. Now, let me show you some of these. I got to show some of these pictures because they show different sides of yourself. And I'm jumping around a little bit. But tell me about this one.
This is my
Rubbing
beautiful
the
husband.
tiger tummies.
Oh my God, I've had such a charmed, interesting life. I have to tell you. But I like to run tigers' tummies. I like that. No, I went to Bali for my son's first birthday. My son.
Okay, wait a minute.
Bali,
Bali, Indonesia. Yeah. Well, my husband's a surfer.
Why? For his birthday.
It's for his first. My husband was dying to go.
Huh.
And we went when he was just starting to get mobile, because God help me if I took him now when he's 2.5.
Right,
I would
right.
never
Right.
rest. So we decided, let's do it before he gets too mobile, too curious. He was just walking. And